Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome all of you to our board meeting tonight. To access translation, please click on the globe icon below, or at the John, you can go to the corner of the room to get translation. Para acceder traducción, aprieten el botón del globo en Zoom, o en the John, pueden ir a la esquina del gimnasio. We're heading into our closed session for tonight. Before we do, we're here to listen to any public comment there might be about our closed session items. The public has 2 minutes for public comment per speaker. The closed session items that we'll be discussing are public employee discipline dismissal release complaint. We have 2 appeals, appeal number 2223175 and appeal number 2223507. And we also have employee reassignment. Do we have any public comment?
No public comment.
Thank you so much. Okay, everybody, we will be out for open session at 6:30. Good evening. I would like to welcome all of you to our board meeting tonight. To access translation, please click on the globe icon on Zoom below, or at the John, you can go to the corner of the room to get translation. Para acceder a traducción, aprieten el botón del globo en Zoom, o en the John, pueden ir a la esquina del gimnasio. We are returning from closed session. After our opening procedures, the public will have an opportunity to make public comment. I would like to take just 1 second and thank Clerk Smith Folds and the board for leading us through the last 2 meetings while I was getting through pneumonia. The board recently voted to change the public comment format. We have opportunities on non-agenda items in person through Zoom app and by telephone at the beginning of the meeting. Public comment will last now 1 hour. The time allotted for each speaker is 2 minutes. If you are attending the meeting in person, you will need to submit a request to address the board forum to indicate your desire to speak on an agenda item. After it's been turned into staff, they are placed in order of when they are turned in. We also call on speakers one at a time and switching between public comment at the John and one on Zoom. If participating via Zoom, you will need to raise your hand by clicking on the appropriate icon in the Zoom app or by pressing *9 if accessing the meeting by phone. No yielding of time or substitution of speakers is permitted. The public will also have an opportunity to make public comment on agenda items after the staff presentation for each discussion and action item. The public will have 10 minutes per item and 1 minute per speaker. Due to the Brown Act, board members cannot discuss items that are not on the agenda and do not usually respond to items presented in public comment. Now we are going to be moving to our opening procedures. First, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody, please rise. Dr. Hurst, can you please lead us through the pledge?
Absolutely. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Dr. Hurst. Now we will move to our land acknowledgement. We recognize that we are presently on the lands of the Chochenyo, Muwekma, Kark, and Ohlone peoples and acknowledge them as the first inhabitants of the land we currently occupy. Dr. Hurst, can you please do roll call?
Absolutely. President Gonzalez-Hoy.
Good evening, present.
Trustee Clerk Smith Folds.
Good evening, everyone. Present.
Trustee Reckler.
Good evening. I'm present.
Trustee Christian.
Good evening, President.
Trustee Phillips. He did contact me and share with me that he will not be here this evening. He's at a conference. Trustee Santos.
Good evening, President.
Trustee Barron.
Good evening, President.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hurst. Dr. Hurst, do we have anything to report from closed session?
No, sir.
Thank you so much. People in the public, we are now going to move to public comment. As I mentioned, you have a chance to do public comment on Zoom or in person. If you are speaking, we have heard that there's a few speakers that want to talk about and one of the resolutions that we're approving tonight, the one honoring LGBTQ plus Pride Month. the opportunity for public comment is now because we're not gonna have public comment for each resolution. So if you want to speak on that one, you please do so at this moment. Staff, do we have public comment?
We have one public comment.
Do we have any in person?
Not
One
in
person.
person.
One
On
online?
Zoom.
Thank you. We can start. If you could please put up the timer.
Rios family, please unmute yourself and state your name for the record.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Rios.
Thank you. You may begin.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Rios, and my daughter is a junior in the ESN program at De Anza High School. I'm certain that more often than not, you hear a lot of comments and complaints from parents like me. I'd like to bring up the district-wide prom that was offered to the juniors, seniors, and transitional students this past weekend. 2 minutes is just inadequate for me to express my feelings, but I'll do my best. I would imagine most of the SPED students would not have attended the general prom for various reasons. So I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of those who approved the funding for this weekend's event. It went beyond all my expectations, from the offering of support and accommodations via busing and aids, to the food that was more than enough for everyone, for sacrificing time away from your loved ones to plan and execute so that our children, my child, would have a teenager's memory of a prom with her peers and her friends, without fear, without anxiety, and without question. I have never seen so many teenagers having so much fun with each other in a safe environment that catered only to them. And I truly believe it was a perfect evening. But I'd like to emphasize my gratitude in allowing families to attend. As our children get older, opportunities to be involved in the classroom lessens, and we rarely see our children socialize with their peers outside of a controlled classroom environment. This was one of the very few times when I felt that as a family with a child with special needs, that we, her support structure, weren't marginalized or forgotten. Rather, we were included and allowed to participate and witness her pure joy. I felt like we went to the prom too. I hope this will be a regular occurrence because I believe that events like this are good reminders for all of us that indeed it takes a village of dedicated officials, educators, teachers, aides, parents, siblings, and even strangers with shared values and goals to allow good things like this to happen. Thank you again for your time and your consideration.
Thank you so much. Okay, board, now we're moving to agenda review and adoption. If there are no objections, we will approve the agenda. Okay, so approved. Thank you. Now we have something very exciting. The Montalvan School is doing a performance for all of us in celebration of Cinco de Mayo. I want to just very quickly thank Principal Acosta. I'm so sorry, I can never say your last name. Principal Acosta. I will get it right one of these days. And especially Nelda Weldon, who also helped us create this special moment. So thank you. Board, if we could actually head down so that we can see it, and then we'll come back up after. So if you could just give us 1 minute so we can head down to the audience, and then we can start after that.
There we go. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm going to go this way. Good evening, President Gonzalez-Hoy, Superintendent Dr. Hurst, trustees and staff. My name is Catherine Acosta-Verprascas. I am the proud principal of Montalvan Manor K-8. We are delighted and honored to be here this evening to present to you. Our scholars are incredibly talented. We've got an amazing community of Montalvan families and teachers behind me. I am not the mastermind tonight. We have two amazing staff members, our unconditional education coach, Drielle Brown, if you'll wave, she's going to come and introduce herself, who did an incredible job practicing with our students, and our clerk extraordinaire and PTSA president, Nelda Welton, who's also going to come, but we want to give them a huge shout out for their work, and they're going to introduce our amazing students.
Thank you, Ms. Acosta. We have our lovely Montalvan students. We have Gabriel Fernandez, Mariana Casillas, Jasmine Liberato, Paris Acosta, Esmeralda Gomez, Catherine Gomez, Ian Camacho, Victoria Nelson, Jackson Acosta-Verprascas, Brittany Hernandez, Joshua Casillas, and Nathania Rojas. They are going to be dancing to La Raspa.
Can we give them one more big round of applause? That was amazing. And I'd just love to invite Miss Nelda to come on up and just say a few words.
Thank you, Principal Acosta-Verprascas, and thank you to President Gonzalez-Hoy, Superintendent Dr. Hurst, and the board members. Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure. It's a dance that I did when I was a little girl in elementary, so thank you for letting me share my little bit of culture to Montalban Manor, and thank my daughter Casey. She couldn't be here with us because she was their age when she learned how to dance. Mama taught her well. So, and by the way, she'll be 22 on Friday, Cinco de Mayo, but thank you so very, very much for having us. Take a picture. Yes, let's do it. I want to say about it. It was perfect. Her face is deep. We're going to take a picture.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Montalvan, for coming. For the people in the public, I heard that you could not hear the music, but hopefully you still got the full cuteness that we got in the audience. So thank you again, Montalvan family, for joining us. Okay, we are now moving to the approval of the minutes from April 12th, 2023. Board, are there any changes to the minutes? No? Okay, if there are no objections, we'll approve the minutes. So approved. Thank you so much. Okay, now we have 4 resolutions. No, excuse me, 5 resolutions to go through. So we will start with resolution number 2223-74, Day of the Teacher, which is May 2nd, yesterday. Dr. Hurst, are you going to be reading the resolutions?
Actually, I believe we have Ms. Sanders online.
Oh, wonderful.
Is she a
Are you sure?
panelist?
I don't see her. Well, for time, oh, there she is. She's a panelist now. Ms. Sanders, can you hear us? Nope, she's gone now. Okay, I will read this resolution. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the West Contra Costa Unified School District proclaims May 2nd, 2023 as the Day of the Teacher in West Contra Costa County, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education urges all citizens to honor our teachers on this and every day of the year. Board, can I have a motion?
I move resolution 2223-74, Day of the Teacher, May 2nd, 2023.
Thank you, Clerk Smith Folds. Is there a second?
Regular rule second.
Thank you so much. Any comments? Clerk Smith Folds?
We know that some schools are celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week this week. Some are celebrating it next week, the 8th through the 10th. As a teacher, I would like to say that we love notes, cards, gifts. We have enough mugs. We do not need another mug that says you are my favorite teacher, but it would be great to have a gift card. So all of you out there, please honor your teacher and staff during Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week this week and next week. I'm complete.
Thank you, Clerk Smith Folds. Anybody else? Okay, let's move forward with the vote. We're going to start tonight with Trustee Santos.
Santos, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Baron.
Baron, yes.
Thank you, Clerk Smith Folds.
Smith Folds, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Christian.
Christian, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Reckler.
Regular, yes.
And I'm a yes. Thank you so much to all of our teachers. It passes unanimously. We're now going to move to resolution number 2223-75, National School Nurse Day. Dr. Hurst, pass to you.
Absolutely. Now,
And Dr. Hurst,
I'm sorry.
I'm available to read if you need. I'm so sorry for
Okay.
losing connection before.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Whereas school nurses understand the link between health and learning and are in a position to make a positive difference for children every day, therefore be it resolved that the West Contra Costa Unified School District Board of Education celebrates and acknowledges the accomplishments of school nurses everywhere and their efforts toward meeting the needs of today's students by improving the delivery of healthcare in our schools, and offer gratitude for the nation's school nurses and nurses in WCCUSD who contribute to our communities by helping students stay healthy in school and ready to learn, and keeping parents and guardians at work, not just on this National School Nurse Day, but at every opportunity throughout the year. Be it further resolved that the West Contra Costa Unified School District Board of Education proclaims Wednesday, May 10th, 2023 as School Nurse Day in WCCUSD and commend its observance to all citizens.
Thank you, Director Sanders. Board, can I have a motion?
I would like to move resolution 2223-75, National School Nurse Day 2023.
Thank you. Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you so much. Are there any comments? Okay, we'll start the vote. Trustee Santos.
Yes.
Thank you, Trustee Baron.
Baron, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Clerk Smith Folds.
Smith Folds, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Christian.
Christian, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Reckler.
Regular, yes.
Thank you, and I'm a yes. Passed unanimously. Thank you to our nurses. Okay, now we're moving to resolution number 2223-76, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month 2023. Director Sanders, I'll pass it to you.
Thank you. Whereas encompassing many histories, languages, and journeys to help shape our collective American experience, Asian and Pacific Islander Americans have achieved exceptional success in all aspects of our society, including business, politics, education, community service, media, arts, and sciences. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the West Contra Costa Unified School District Board of Education proclaims May 2023 as Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month to inspire equity and celebrate diversity in our schools and communities throughout the district.
Thank you, Director Sanders. Board, can I have a motion?
I move resolution 2223-76, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month 2023.
Thank you. Is there a second?
A second.
Thank you so much. Are there any comments? Okay, let's move to the vote. Trustee Santos.
Santos, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Baron.
Baron, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Clerk Smith Folds.
Smith Folds, yes.
Trustee Christian.
Christian, yes.
Trustee Reckler.
Regular, yes.
And I'm a yes. Passed unanimously. Now we're going to move to resolution number 2223-77, Classified School Employee Week. Director Sanders, pass to you.
Thank you. Whereas the essential work performed by classified staff is often invisible and accomplished with little recognition or appreciation, and whereas, like their certificated counterparts, district classified staff respond routinely to the increasing intellectual and emotional needs of students and families, and whereas classified employees, through the quality of their work, serve as adult role models for our students. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby declares May 21st through 27th, 2023 as Classified School Employee Week in the West Contra Costa Unified School District in recognition of and appreciation for all classified employees and their dedication to our students.
Thank you. Board, can I have a motion?
I move resolution 2223-77, Classified School Employee Week.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much. Board, are there any comments? Clerk Smith Folds?
I really appreciate this resolution. These employees are literally the salt of the earth and the glue that keeps it all together. I just want to make sure that when we are giving recognition, we recognize these employees who are nonstop 24/7, 365 in our schools. So thank you, classified employees. I'm complete.
Thank you, Clerk Smith Folds. Are there any other comments? Okay, let's move to our vote. Trustee Santos?
Santos, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Baron.
Baron, yes.
Thank you, Trustee Clerk Smith Folds.
Smith Folds, yes.
Trustee Christian?
Christian, yes.
Trustee Reckler?
Reckler, yes.
And I'm a yes, passes unanimously. Thank you to our classified staff. And our last resolution tonight is resolution number 2223-78, honoring LGBTQ plus Pride Month, June 2023. Director Sanders, can I pass to you?
Yes. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the West Contra Costa Unified School District Board of Education declares the month of June as Pride Month and directs the superintendent and all district staff to support lessons and activities that engage students in meaningful learning, research, and writing about our LGBTQ plus students and families. Be it further resolved that consistent with Board Policy and Administrative Regulation 6115, the West Contra Costa Unified School District and its schools will display the Progress Pride flag during the month of June 2023, on Harvey Milk Day celebrated on May 22nd, 2023, and on National Coming Out Day celebrated on October 11th, 2023. The Progress Pride flag depicts the traditional rainbow stripes associated with the LGBTQ communities on the right side and includes, in a chevron on the left, stripes of white, light pink, and light blue to represent the transgender and non-binary communities, as well as brown and black stripes to represent persons of color, with the chevron serving as an arrow pointing to the right to symbolize forward progress and inclusivity.
Thank you so much, Director Sanders. Board, is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I move resolution number 2223-78, honoring LGBTQ plus Pride Month, June 2023.
Thank you, Clerk Smith. Is there a second?
Reckler will second.
Thank you so much. Board, are there any comments? Clerk Smith Folds?
Love is action, inclusion is action. So I appreciate the board moving this forward. I'm complete.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Okay, I do have a comment. I just want to thank the board for moving this resolution forward tonight. It's the first time we're actually doing this resolution, which is really important for us. And it really symbolizes a lot for a lot of people. Just in the last few days since we published the agenda, people have been reaching out to me and staff, thanking us for the recognition of people who have equal value as everybody else in our community. And I agree with everything Clerk Smith Folds said. I agree with everything in our resolution, and I'm thankful that we're able to do this tonight. I want to thank all the community members as well who came out in support of this resolution and everything that the LGBTQ community plus continues to endure day by day, not just in our system, but nationally and internationally. I see there's one more comment. Trustee Baron, I'll pass to you.
Yeah, I just want to say in these latest times, across the nation in states like Florida, something like this would not have even been thought of being passed to begin with. So it really is a great and amazing thing that the board is doing this, and that we're recognizing this month and recognizing our LGBTQ plus students and acknowledging that they are here, we see them, we hear them, and that they are valid. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing an LGBTQ plus play, Richmond High is having one about such topics. So if you're interested in that, you should see it and, you know, maybe have a good time because it is a great subject and it is a very empowering thing. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Baron. And Dr. Hurst, if you could send us information about the play, I think all of us would love to go. So if we could follow up on that, that would be amazing. Thank you. Okay, board, if there are no more comments, let's vote. Trustee Santos?
Santos, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Baron?
Baron, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Clerk Smith Folds?
Smith Folds, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Christian?
Christian, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Reckler?
Reckler, yes.
Thank you. And I'm a yes. It passes unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we are now moving to our consent items. Or are there any consent items that anyone would like to pull? Okay, without objection, we will approve the consent calendar. Wonderful, so approved. Dr. Hurst, we'll pass to you for superintendent report communication.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, we wanted to pause before we go into our superintendent report. You can go ahead and bring it up. But I've been told at the very beginning of the board meeting that we have 2 board trustees that have announced their schools. So we're going to just call them out and just honor them. If Trustee Baron, if you can unmute and share with us, where will you be attending?
Thank you so much for that. This fall I will be attending UC Berkeley and majoring in legal studies. Thank you.
And then Trustee Santos, where will you be attending?
I'll be attending UCLA, majoring in English and music industry.
Outstanding. So we just want to say that we're so excited and so proud for both of you. Congratulations. So for our superintendent report, if we can go to our next slide. We wanted to take the opportunity to acknowledge our AXA Region 6 honorees. And just starting in the center, you can see Lori Roberts, our own Technology Administrator, Region 6 winner. So we wanted to say congratulations to her. Then also we have Patricia Crespo, Patty Crespo, who is our Secondary Principal, Region 6 winner. And then we also had a Classified Leader, Region 6 winner, Barbara Jellison. And then we had some Administrators of the Year. So we have Matt Burnham, Administrator of the Year, Claudia Velez, Patrick Martin, John Hillier. So we want to congratulate them. And then also we have Administrators of the Year, Ruby Gonzalez, Ariel Kirschenbaum, Rosalind Brown, Dr. Chilcott, and Doris Holland, Dottie Holland. Congratulations to all of our winners for Region 6 AXA. And then next slide, please. We wanted to make sure that we inform the board and the public of our graduation ceremonies. I know this is a request of our board president to make sure we brought this to the board and to the public as well, so we can be very attentive to our graduation ceremonies for this year. We're really excited for our seniors and their next step. And if we can go to the next slide, I think there's another slide of graduation ceremonies. So if we can just be very attentive to this, public, community, board members, again, really excited about this season for graduation. And then next slide. We wanted to just take this opportunity to highlight some classes. I have had opportunity to visit several classrooms. This one was Grant Elementary School. And if you have been there and if you've seen their schoolyard wrap, it's really, really exciting. Before we play the video, I just want to share with you, Schoolyard Wrap is a Black-owned company. It was established in 2015. Which specializes in creating educational content and curriculum through the lens of history. So everything that's happening in Schoolyard Wrap is history lessons, and they're really highlighting Latinx leaders, inventors, and African-American leaders and inventors as well. Really, really powerful. Schoolyard Wrap mission is to drastically improve the educational experience of learners of all ages by providing curriculum, content, music, and professional development that uplifts the narratives of minorities. They work to build awareness, knowledge and competencies for excellence and equity in schools and companies. And again, during my visit of Grattan Elementary School, they were highlighting the achievements of Latinx and African-American inventors and leaders. And I wanted to share my appreciation for Principal Farnaz for her leadership and for engaging her students in this manner. And I just wanted to give you a little taste of what the students were doing and how excited they were as well during the schoolyard wrap. So we can just play the video briefly.
Cut to be. I'm kind of tired of dancing. Are y'all tired of dancing? No. I'm tired of dancing. Me too. All right, man. Hit it again, bro. Hey, 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 hey.
The students had an amazing, amazing time. So I wanted to just share that with you. And then again, thank you, Principal Farnaz, for your leadership and bringing that to your community. Next slide. So here we wanted to highlight Hercules High School. And I've been there many times. I've also have a standing invitation from Ms. Wong to go there as well. This is the Hercules High School Advanced Orchestra led by Ms. Wong. They were selected to perform at the Sonoma State University Will Hall on April the 28th for the State California Music Educators Association Band and Orchestra Festival. Next slide. So I wanted to just take a moment. This is about 4 minutes, but it's worth it. Just listening to their excellence. So if we can just share this as well. We have so many talented teachers and so many excellent students. We just wanted to spotlight Ms. Wong. So Ms. Wong, if you're listening, thank you so much for the open invitation, and thank your students as well. Next slide. And then before we play this video, we wanted to spotlight Ms. Lamons. Michelle Lamons is Radford is a hearing American Sign Language and English teacher at Pinole Valley High School in our district. She's been a high school teacher for the past 20 years, as well as an adjunct instructor at Salona Community College for the past 15 years. She has her BA and MA in English from Cal State University, Sacramento, and teaching credentials in English and American Sign Language from Cal State University, East Bay. And we wanted to take the opportunity to highlight this one individual in her class. Her name is Zaria Mariano, and this is Pinole Valley High School's American Sign Language 4 Honors Senior Final Presentations, and we wanted to just share this with you. It is a little long, but it's certainly worth it to see what they're doing in her class. Let's go ahead and play that.
Hello, my name is Zaria Mariano, and I'm an ASL 4 Honors, and my topic will be on deaf healthcare workers. And so one of the reasons why I chose this topic was because I've never really heard of deaf people working within the health field. Or well, I have, but it wasn't like, it's not like as much as I hear about, like, as opposed to like a hearing person. And so I'm in my school South Academy as well as ASL program, and so there is a connection. And so while doing research, what pushed me like forward into like this topic was like hearing about their inspiring stories of how they got to where they were now, or how they got to where they are now. And so it was also interesting learning about like the accommodations that they use and how they interact with their patients. And so this is Philip Zavo. And so he became deaf when he was 4 years old. And growing up, it was hard for him because he was bullied and was met with limitations from other people. I remember reading about how, because he knew how to lip read, kids would like cover their mouth so he couldn't understand what they were saying. And he was told like the best that he could do when if he were to get a job was being a janitor. And while there isn't anything wrong with being a janitor, it's just like the fact that he was being met with like limitations, and the fact that he wasn't even like being capable of being seen as like anything else, such as like an engineer, electrician, things like that. It's upsetting. And so once he enrolled into Northwestern University, during his stay there, he applied for a scholarship and promised that if he were to become a physician, he would learn ASL. And so that's how he knows ASL. And so he applied to multiple medical schools during his senior year. He applied to 12, but only got interviews from at least 2 and was denied from like the rest. And so even though his exam scores were better than his peers who did get accepted into like the other schools he applied for, he was rejected obviously because he was deaf. And so he ended up trying again, and he applied to 35 schools, but only heard back from one of them, one being Rutgers. And so he stayed at Rutgers and then transferred to Washington University, St. Louis, where he pursued his education of being a physician. And so now he is a deaf physician, or he's a physician at the University of Michigan. He's Department of Chair of Family Medicine at the university as well. And now he provides specialized medical care for his deaf and hard of hearing patients because he understands that his community isn't getting like what they need, and in a way they're being neglected. And so not only that, but he mentors deaf and hard of hearing upcoming physicians. And so this is another person. Her name is Brittany Benson. And so she was born with full hearing, but was diagnosed with profound hearing loss when she was around 3 years old. And she uses hearing aids and is able to speak well. And she learned how to sign when she was attending Gallaudet University. Similar to Zavo, she struggled with getting accepted into medical schools until finally getting accepted to Honduras. And when she got there, she was given the accommodations that she needed right away. And so at the time the article was made, she's been a certified medical assistant in family medicine for about 5 years. And she was continuing her education for LPN at the Honors College of Nursing. And so I also read how whenever her patients can't understand what she's saying, like such as like medicine names, because sometimes she can't like pronounce like specific sounds, she makes them pronounce the name with her so that they understand what she's saying. And so she also has accommodations that help her be the best healthcare provider that she can be to her patients. One of them like having a stethoscope specifically designed for those who are deaf and hard of hearing. And so her goal is to be a trustworthy provider to the deaf community, because again, like Zavov, she understands that her community isn't getting like the best treatment that they can. And so there being like no communication barriers, it makes it easier for a deaf person to reach out to her as well. So this is another person. Her name is Lauren Sorrells. And so she was born deaf and aspires to be a family nurse practitioner. And she received her RN degree from Johns Hopkins. And whenever she has an appointment with her patients, she lets them know right away that she has a interpreter with her. And yeah, and so she can manage without an interpreter, but she just prefers having one in the room with her so that she has full access to everything in terms of like communication and things like that. And so Zavov, Benson, and Sorrells are all like role models to the deaf community, especially Zavov, because we see him growing up with we see him have a hard time. He had a hard time growing up, but he eventually became a successful doctor. And not only that, but he became department of chair and now mentors like other deaf people who want to become a physician. And so Zavov and Benson both faced many rejections from medical school, but that never like stop them from trying. And so it conveys a message of how important it is to never give up, because if they were to give up, they wouldn't be where they are right now, which is obviously like being a healthcare professional. And so the point of this presentation was to also emphasize the importance of acknowledging that there are deaf healthcare workers that are out there, because it encourages a person or a deaf person who is scared to put themselves out there because of things such as being rejected because they're a deaf person. It makes them scared to like actually try, and so it kind of makes them stray away from like actually trying. And so reading about these healthcare workers who probably went through the same road as them, or who have gone through like a similar path, that never really stopped them from like trying into going into the medical field. And so they serve as role models again, because it teaches people that it's important to still try, because again, they're healthcare professionals now. And so these are the resources that I used, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.
And we wanted to just again thank Ms. Lemons for her intellect, for her skill. I've been in her class several times as well, and she's one of our top-notch teachers as well in the district. So thank you, Ms. Lemons. And then we again wanted to thank our student, Zaria, for your awesome presentation, if you're listening. Before I conclude my report, we also want to recognize all of our administrators, principals, assistant principals, any other administrators we have throughout the district. This is Administrators Day or week, so we wanted to make sure that we gave a shout out for all of you. We realized that we couldn't do this work without you. You are a big reason why we are achieving the success that we're achieving right now. I have shared in the principal listening sessions that there's a lot of research around leadership, and I've said loud and clear that leadership matters. So we wanted to say to you that you do matter, and we do appreciate you. So thank you very much. This does conclude my report.
Thank you, Dr. Hurst. Board, we'll move to questions. Are there any questions from any of the board members?
President Gonzalez-Hoy, I have no questions, but I do have comments.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's move to comments. Clerk Smith-Foltz, you can get us started. Let's put up the timer, and we barely have items tonight, so I would just say we won't have time limit. Obviously, just don't go 15 minutes. But we just won't put a timer actually. So you can take it off. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, Clerk Smith-Folds.
Thank you so much for your superintendent's report. First, congratulations to the student trustees. Again, congratulations on decision day and making your decision. The next 4, 5, 6 years are going to be the best of your life. College is amazing. Dr. Hurst, there is a date change. The Black graduation is on May 19th at Craneway. Same place, just different date. I also would like to say that so many studies of music and academics and how they go hand in hand, and it helps with memorization. So having that program at Grant is absolutely amazing. It goes with memorization and comprehension. And the cultural competence strategies of learning with music are not only could be, but should be implemented in all of our schools. I'm a VAPA parent. I have 3 students in the district and they all participate in VAPA in some way. One is in orchestra, one is in band, and one is in art. So as a VAPA parent, I know the benefit of experience and exposure to these fields. I can't express how valuable of an experience learning music and participating in art is. Thank you, VAPA teachers and students. And thank you, VAPA parents, because we are the ones that have been listening to them squeak out Mary Had a Little Lamb since 4th grade. And now that I have a senior, she can finally play it successfully. So thank you, everyone. Finally, to Michelle Lamons-Rayford. She is one of the best teachers that we have in the district. Her classroom is the definition of inclusion. If you haven't been there, please go and look in her classroom. I can't say enough about this teacher, whose inclusion is not only the center of everything, but it shows when you walk into her classroom. She also has so many things that she buys out of pocket and that she solicits through donors' shoes and other ways to provide for her students in the classroom. I am complete. Thank you for the report, Dr. Hurst.
Thank you, Clerk Smith-Folds. Trustee Santos.
Great. Thank you. Great report, and I really appreciate it. Similar thing, just congrats to all the other seniors also making their decisions. And then on the topic of graduations and everything, I also wanted to add that a lot of our middle college students are also graduating on the 19th from Contra Costa College. Last year, I believe it was roughly 80% of our seniors graduating with their AA degree. So May 19th at 4 p.m., I believe, at CCC. You'll also have a couple of other seniors graduating that time as well. So if anybody's interested in attending that, that's there, and we can send you more information on that. And then I wanted to highlight again the Hercules Orchestra. I actually got the honor to play with them last year for the area festival at Richmond High, and they're all very talented. And with that being said, I think it's also important to realize how important these arts are, whether it was like what was going on at Grant or what's going on with Hercules. The arts are something that is very important. And I know we recently received an email, I want to highlight it, from Mr. Wilkie, talking about Prop 28 funding and the possibilities of that being misused in the district. I don't know if there's any progress being made on that concern, but I just wanted to highlight that again and highlight that that type of money is what benefits these types of programs, and that we should be aware of what's going on with the performing arts. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Santos. Anyone else? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Hurst, for your report. We are now going to move to our action items. We only have one action item tonight. It is a grievance settlement agreement. Mr. Tenasichuk, are you the one presenting this item?
Yes, I am, President.
Thank you. I'll pass it to you.
Thank you. Good evening, President Gonzalez-Hoy, Clerk Smith-Folds, Dr. Hurst, trustees, and community. I'm here to present an action item on the grievance settlement agreement between the Teamsters Local 856 and WCCUSD as it relates to the Bilingual Interpreters 2. Teamsters had filed a grievance as it relates to making the Bilingual Interpreters 2 permanent as of the date in August 2019, when the board had approved a job description for them. There were outstanding items associated with seniority, vacation, sick leave, holiday, and longevity. The parties reached an agreement where all those issues were addressed. to the satisfaction of both parties included. The board is requesting to approve the grievance settlement, which is attached. The financial impact associated with that is $73,782. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Teneschuk. Public, sorry, Ms. Munoz, are there any public comment on this item?
There's no public comment.
Thank you so much. Okay, board, are there any questions? Okay, could I have a motion to approve the grievance settlement agreement between Teamsters 856 and the school district?
I move the settlement agreement between Teamsters 856 and West Contra Costa Unified School District.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you so much. Are there any comments? Okay, let's move to the vote. Trustee Santos?
Santos, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Baron?
Baron, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Clerk Smith Folds?
Smith Folds, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Christian?
Christian, yes.
Thank you. Trustee Reckler?
Reckler, yes.
Thank you. And I'm a yes as well. So it passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Teneschuk.
Thank you.
Okay, we are now at the end of our meeting. We are now moving to comments from the board. Board, I know we have had some light agendas, but get ready because the June meetings are going to be full. So it's been nice while it's lasted. But why don't we move to comments? I'm a little worried about saying no time limits, but let's just not do time limits. But we'll start with our student trustees. Trustee Santos, do you want to start us if you have any comments? And then we'll go down the line.
Could you come back to me?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Trustee Baron, do you have comments?
Not today, thank you.
Thank you so much. Trustee Clerk Smith Folds, do you have comments?
I do, but could you come back to me? I'm
Sure,
scratching
no
them out.
problem. Trustee Christian, do you have any comments?
I'm gonna say the same thing.
You want me to come back to you?
President
Okay.
Gonzalez Hoy, could we take a 5 minutes just so we could gather our comments?
How about I make my comments while
Okay.
you all gather your thoughts?
Oh, they're ready.
Maybe
Okay.
Trustee Reckler. Oh, are you ready? Okay, why don't we
All
go
right,
Trustee
just,
Reckler, then we'll go me, and then I'll go down the line to see if you all are ready. Go ahead, Trustee Reckler.
Okay, so I want to thank all of our principals and administrators, our teachers, our nurses, and our classified staff for everything that you do. You are our education. We are nothing without you, and so I thank you deeply for your work. And you all should be celebrated every week with a resolution. I also want to thank our ASCA winners, ASCA 6 region winners, for everything that you do. Thank you very much. That's great. I'm so glad. To our student trustees and to all the seniors that are making their decisions or have made their decisions, congratulations. This is great. It's so exciting. And there's only good things that lie ahead. So Cal and UCLA are terrific places to be, and take advantage of everything that they have to offer. And I know someone at Cal, if you want to talk to them before they graduate, or maybe even after they graduate, I'm sure that they'd love to give you the lowdown. I also want to congratulate all of our students that reclassified and were celebrated last night on Zoom. It was so sad. I'm so sorry about the rain. But I filled out the little survey about whether we should do something in person, and the answer was yes. And I even sent in some ideas. So, we'll see how that goes. I also want to thank Ms. Rios for calling in about the special needs prom, and I want to thank EdSource for covering it. It's the brainchild of Miss Neely Johnson and her staff, and she's so proud of it. And I spent today with her up in Sacramento, and she had all the pictures. I couldn't go, but she's very proud. And it's an event that she believes strongly in, and so I'm glad people had a great time. That's just wonderful. Thank you. And then I also want to give thanks and thank the board as well for celebrating Pride Month and LGBTQIA students. And, just a reminder that love is love. And that's what it is. And I'm proud to have those flags up and to support those students. Finally, I went to Sacramento today for the SELPA legislation day. And SELPA, for those of you who don't know, is Special Education Local Plan Association, and it's your special ed operation. And Ms. Neely Johnson runs our particular operation. They have a legislation day, and Ms. Bishop, Zalon Harrison, myself, and Ms. Neely Johnson were up there today. There was an excellent presentation, very short, on universal design for learning and all about tier 1 instruction, which was actually terrific for everyone. It wasn't just about special needs students, it was for everyone. And then we went and we met with our legislators, and we also got Kevin Gordon from Capital Advisors and took him with us. And we did that with the gang from San Ramon, and we made friends with them, and it was really a terrific little session today. And so we're in support of 4 bills. I am not going to go into them in depth, but the most important one is SB 354, which is about universal design for learning. We're in a support position, and it's all about inclusion. And it was a great day. And I'm also exhausted because I got up at like 4:30. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Reckler. I also have a lot of thank yous to do. But first, I also want to congratulate our student trustees. I mean, what an incredible accomplishment. My wife went to UC Berkeley, so it's no Sac State, but I know you're gonna have a wonderful time. I'm just messing with you. She loved it, and I know it's an amazing school. UCLA, of course, as well, right? So congratulations to you both. Wishing you the best in that journey. Although you still have fewer meetings, so we'll continue to give you accolades at every meeting. I also want to join the accolades to all of our staff. I want to thank our teachers, our classified staff, our principals, our nurses. You all are amazing. You hold our district together. And I thank you for everything you do every single day for our students, for our community. I also want to give a special shout out to our support staff for the board, Rosa and Hennessy's, which they also had their day, I think, last month. So I want to thank you both for everything you do for us and with us. Of course, our superintendent and our cabinet, who are always amazing, but you have your day another day. But of course, thank you as well. I wanted to invite everybody to the Cinco de Mayo parade, which is this Saturday. We're gonna have a little float, if we want to call it that, in which we're gonna be following, I think, Dr. Hurst's car. So you're welcome to join us at 9 a.m. in downtown Richmond and San Pablo. It's gonna be amazing. I also want to thank everybody who attended the reclassification ceremony, all of our students, for that incredible accomplishment. I was never able to reclassify myself, but one day I will. I'm just gonna take the test and just do it. And to all those students who learn a second, third, fourth language, I just want to thank you and say that you have an incredible superpower of learning a new language, or learning English, right? Which is incredible. I also want to thank Director Neely Johnson and your staff for this SPED prom. I heard it was incredible, and you did a really amazing job, and I want to thank you for that. I also want to thank Clerk Smith Folds for running the last 2 meetings. Like I mentioned, I was getting through pneumonia, and my family was getting through sickness. You did an incredible job. I watched the board meetings, and everybody on the board said you did great in community. So thank you for doing that. And I think I had one more thing. Oh, yes, I did want to give an update, which Clerk Smith, you're welcome to add. The contract review committee is ongoing. We're reviewing all the what we call the 4 and the 5,000s, which are all of our contracts and services, practically everything that we pay that is not staff in our budget. We are currently reviewing. As you all know, we have a deficit of $19.5 million next year. So we're trying to find areas to cut that does not mean cutting teachers or classified staff or administrators. So we're going through that exercise at the moment with our labor partners. Anyone's welcome to join the meetings, make comment, provide us with thoughts. We just finished special education. We are finishing educational services. I'll tell you all, it has been an eye-opening experience again. And unfortunately, we're not finding the areas of cut that we should. So I do want to just share with the board. I have concerns about next year because we had this hope of finding $20 million to cut in those areas, and it doesn't look like we will. We're going to continue to move in that direction and try to find as much as we can, but we're not finding as much as we should. So I invite the public to come and continue to push us on where to find, but every contract that we cut, of course, is one less service in one way to either schools or students or staff. But I am of the belief we should cut that first before direct services, which are those staff. So join us. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. And who's ready on this side? Trustee Baron, you do have comments? Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I just want to give some events coming up and some thanks. So thanks for all the resolutions we passed today. They're all equally and very important to have in our district and throughout the world, frankly. So yeah, thanks for passing those resolutions today, board. Just a reminder that our Juliet Takes a Breath play at Richmond High will be on May 12th and 13th. May 11th and 12th at 7 p.m. Curtains will open, so come and see it. It'll be really cool. Our marching band is also getting ready to do our Disneyland trip coming up on the week of May 23rd. We'll be going to Anaheim at Disneyland to perform there and have a good time. So that's very exciting, and I'm very proud of the band for that. Congrats to all seniors who decided, not yesterday, on Monday, where they're going for college. Whether you're going to a very high institution or a UC community college, CSU, Ivy, wherever you're going, be proud of your choices, be proud of your hard work, because it takes a lot to get there, and it takes a lot to ensure you attend higher education and make that effort and go on to do better and greater things. So be proud no matter where you go. And yeah, that's all for me today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Baron. Trustee Santos?
Yeah, so on that same note of band and marching band, we're also going to be performing on Cinco de Mayo, so we will be marching that parade as well. Kaylee will be doing the marching band. I'm on the auxiliary. We're both for Richmond High. And then on that same Saturday, so there's a lot of things happening on that Saturday, but I wanted to highlight that East Bay Center for the Performing Arts is also having a lot of their ensemble performances on that Saturday. I believe it starts at 5 o'clock, if not 5:30. So if any of you are interested in attending that, a lot of that is made up by our district students, especially the high school students, but we've worked really hard to perform that. I'm personally performing for the chamber ensemble. So if you're interested in attending that, we could always give you more information on that. And then I just wanted to provide a little update from last week when we kind of talked about some other events, and I wanted to highlight Middle College and say that our culture day, our sophomores culture day, went really well. A lot of cultures are represented and everything went smoothly. I sadly was not able to attend just because I had to do some stuff for ASC. But from every report back that I heard, it all went really well. And we just wanted to bring that back to the board. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Santos. Clerk Smith-Folds?
Thank you so much. Thank you, board, for allowing me the opportunity to be your board president for 2 meetings. It was an absolute honor. Thank you, President Gonzalez-Hoy, for the guidance and the trust. I'm glad you and your family are both feeling better. We only have a couple of days left, 25-ish days left to graduation. And I want everyone to be gentle to those parents who are going to the next phase. As a senior parent, it is emotional. It is absolutely gut-wrenching to know that one of my children will be graduating high school and turning 18. As a parent, if you're a kindergarten parent or a TK parent and your baby's graduating, it is emotional or promoting. If you are a 5th grade parent and they're going to middle school, it is emotional and it is hard. So be gentle with all those parents out there who are crying and who are trying just to hold on. There are not enough thank yous for our teachers, staff, and students. It is never an easy 180 days, and this year is no exception to that. We have come through so much, and it is because of really good board leadership that we can say that we haven't went over the cliff. So thank you again, President Gonzalez-Hoy. Thank you, Superintendent Hurst. I had the pleasure of attending Kennedy's reclassification ceremony today. It was absolutely a great celebration. Also had the pleasure of attending the reclassification ceremony yesterday via Zoom. I'm an English teacher. English is one of the hardest languages to learn because who needs 2, 2, and 2? We have 3 of them. We literally have 3 ways of saying 2, right? And that's just one of the examples. So for the fact that we have children in this district who are bilingual, trilingual, and more, we need to take a minute and say, wow. And that means that they are really, really superheroes because they are able to move into 2 or 3 different worlds. And we don't honor that enough. It is not a bad thing. It is an excellent thing. And all of our students should have a seal of biliteracy when they leave this district if we're doing what we're supposed to do. I had a chance to attend the SPED prom. It was a room full of so much love and free of judgment. The Rios family said it best, and her words should be really taken to heart. But if you have ever been a parent and didn't think that you were going to get that experience and get that memory, but it was given to you, it's something that you just can't put into words, that you get to see something that you thought you were never going to see, get to experience something that you thought that you were never going to experience. And more importantly, you didn't think your child was ever going to experience. Seeing those students do the conga line, every adult was in tears. Seeing those students do the limbo, every adult was in tears. And the slow dance, friend, it was absolutely amazing. So thank you to all the staff, Director Johnson, for working on that and making it not only a one-time, but an annual thing. I would love to push us to continue to see ourselves as a board of inclusion and putting policy behind the value of inclusion. It's not enough to say we're an inclusive district, but it has to have policy on paper to prove it. Tonight was a great leap in that direction. Again, thank you, President Gonzalez-Hoy. May 18th, there will be the African American Student of Honors Award held at the Craneway Pavilion. I encourage everyone to come out and see the board, come out and see those students being honored. May 19th is the Black graduation. I muted myself, sorry. We, as a board President Gonzalez-Hoy said, we are continuing to work on the budget contract committee. Our next meeting is May 9th at Pinole Valley High School from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Please come out or watch via Zoom, and we do have public comment during those meetings, and they're all recorded and it's uploaded, so you can go back and watch. That would be our 5th meeting that we have. President Gonzalez-Hoy, once again, thank you for getting us out of here at 7:47-ish. We still have another comment, but that's absolutely amazing. We are absolutely doing a fantastic job. Thank you, board. I'm complete.
Thank you so much, Clerk Smith-Folds. Trustee Christian?
Yes. We get it out here early, I see. I feel good. I just want to thank student trustees. You got keep moving, keep doing what you're doing. And I like those ideas from the last meeting that you guys are working on, how to improve the connecting piece. Then also I want to say to our congratulations to our graduates this school year, to all of our graduates. You worked hard, you made it, you got to keep moving. And thank you to all of our staff, our teachers, and the classified staff, everybody who works hard and play a role in educating and helping our young people to go to the next level. we're getting out of here early. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Trustee Christian. Okay, public, our next Board of Education meeting is on May 17th here at Lavanya de Jean or on Zoom. I wish everybody a good night. I adjourn us at 7:49.